Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk to you today about the USS Pueblo and the incident that happened in 1968. It happened in 1968, and that was the same year that North Korea sent Kim Shin-jo and a team of commandos to attempt to assassinate South Korea's president at the time, Park Chung-hee. Well, the USS Pueblo was kidnapped by North Korea, and keep in mind this ship was in international waters. And it was kidnapped by North Korea in international waters, and it was a spy ship, but it was spying on North Korea in international waters. And the Soviet Union did that to the United States several times in international waters, and the United States never captured a Soviet ship. Well, the North Korea sent their Navy after this ship, and they killed one of the 83 crew members. And then the other 82, they took prisoner, and they held them in captive for 11 months. And a lot of the prisoners were tortured, particularly the first 2 months. And then particularly the first 2 weeks, the torturing was the hardest. But they were trying to have a propaganda win on this, saying they treated the prisoners well. So they lined the prisoners up for a photo, the U.S. Navy prisoners, and the U.S. Navy prisoners flipped them the bird. They were telling North Koreans that it was a Hawaiian good luck sign. So the picture was released with them flipping the bird, and then once the North Koreans found out what it really meant, then the torturing was worse than the torturing the first few weeks in the prison camp. The commander of the ship was Lloyd Boucher. He had been in the Navy for a very long time, and even though he was an officer, he took up for his men. He took up for his enlisted men. One time, a lot of enlisted people got in trouble for wearing shorts when they went on personal leave, and you technically weren't supposed to do that at one of the ports that they were there. But Lloyd Boucher went to court and said, a lot of the other officers are doing it. I've done it before. Prosecute me and relieve me of duty if you're going to get all these men in trouble. So the charges were dropped. And this is how much Lloyd Boucher went to bat for his men. He was a very good commander. Now, he did not get along with his executive officer, Edward Murphy. And Edward Murphy, I've read the book Act of War that talks about the USS Pueblo, and he was a good guy. He probably shouldn't have been in the Navy, but I mean, he was a good guy. He got medals for saving a civilian when he was off duty. He took good care of his mom, but when his mom got sick, but he was just distracted by a lot of personal deals, and he couldn't multitask like Lloyd Boucher could, so there was a lot of conflict there. And then Ed Murphy called Lloyd Boucher a drunk and a womanizer. Now, Lloyd Boucher liked to drink, and he tried to make Ed Murphy drink, but Ed did not want to. And it was 11 months of torture and captivity, and Lloyd Boucher was eventually awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor for his heroic actions. I mean, he surrendered the USS Pueblo without a fight, but had he not surrendered it, more lives probably would have been lost. And the USS Pueblo was not prepared for the mission. The U.S. Navy did not give the sailors proper defensive weapons or hardly any guns to defend themselves because they assumed the ship was going to be safe because it operated in international waters. So when the North Koreans came aboard, a lot of the U.S. sailors, before they were captured, there was not any explosives to destroy the equipment. So the sailors had to destroy the equipment with sledgehammers and axes. But that still didn't give them enough time to destroy everything, so North Korea was able to capture a lot of those documents and send them to the Soviet Union. So it's an excellent story. The USS Pueblo was a tragedy for the U.S., but I recommend that you guys study up on it. Read the book Act of War. That's an excellent book, and it talks about it. Anyways, hope everybody's doing well. Take care. God bless them. Bye. Bye-bye.